Yeah, let me start. Okay, so okay, so let's start. So before starting the class, basically I'll just give my short introduction so that you guys can know about me. Okay, so myself Amit, I'll be the trainer of your Snowflake course. Okay, so I have approximately 14 years of IT experience, and I am working in Snowflake for last 4 years. Okay, so I'll be taking the class. So if I talk about my entire career, so my entire career spent with like first couple of 8 years, 8.5 years. Basically, I worked in several Oracle technologies like Oracle SQL, PL SQL, Forms reports, Oracle Apex, OTM, Crystal reporting, and all those things, SSIS, SQL servers, and all. And after that, I started working with the Snowflake, and till now I'm working with Snowflake. Okay, I'm not in India. I spent my last 12 years in India, but right now I'm in Europe, so I'll be taking your class from the Europe itself. Okay. So this is gonna be my 46th batch. So I almost I'm taking the classes on Snowflake almost like last 2 years. Okay. So this is my entire career. So if you guys have anything to know about me, you just you just can ping me in WhatsApp. I'll share my LinkedIn profile so that you can understand. Okay, so let's start. Today we will discuss about the basic of Snowflake. Okay, like because it will be a demo class, so I generally don't prefer the demo class and all, because main thing we will be discussing from the next class onwards. But today we will be giving you the heads up about the Snowflake. Okay, like what is Snowflake, how it works in the market. Okay, what are all the main features we provide in the Snowflake. Like after today's class, we will be having a fair knowledge about Snowflake. So like you can understand like what is Snowflake, how it works. Okay, what is the architecture of Snowflake. So this just like what I can say, like overall summary we will be discussing today. End of the session you will be able to understand that what is Snowflake, and the motivation is like that only. So and you will be able to know about the architecture of the Snowflake. You'll be able to know what is Snowflake, why it is grooming in the market, what is the difference between the traditional data warehouses and Snowflake. So those things we will be discussing today, and we'll have a fair idea of that. Okay, so let's start. See, nowadays, like everywhere, you will be able to see like people are learning Snowflake, and also first before learning the Snowflake, we need to know that why we are learning Snowflake, why it will be boosting your career, why it will be improving your career, why you can ask you can expect a good career ahead. So those things generally we need to understand properly, and what is the Snowflake, why it is coming in the market, and all those things we need to understand, right? So let's say first the question is what is Snowflake. So generally just have patience, 40 to 45 minutes. We'll be discussing a lot of things today. Okay. So let's talk about first what is Snowflake. Snowflake is a simple, we can answer it like it's the cloud-based data warehouse, or you can say like cloud data warehouse. Okay. Snowflake is cloud data warehouse. Okay. Now, whenever we are talking about cloud, that means there are three things possible. One is like basically IaaS, which is infrastructure service, basically. Then PaaS, platform as a service, and another one is SaaS, that is software as a service. Okay. Snowflake provides us the Snowflake is nothing but this is a SaaS. This is called as a software as service. Okay, so this is software as service platform. Okay, this will be whenever basically if you are working with the Snowflake is completely deployed on cloud. So your account, whatever account you will be creating, I'll show you how to create the trial account on Snowflake today. Whenever you will be creating the trial account, basically either you can deploy your account on AWS, or you can deploy your account on Azure, or you can deploy your account on GCP. Okay, this is the three cloud service provider is there in market, and Snowflake has integrated with this three provider. Anyone you can choose. Whenever you will be creating your account, either you have to create on the AWS, or you have to create on the Azure, or you have to create on the GCP. Your account should be deployed on any one of the service provider. Okay, this is what the first point. Second point is what is SaaS, software as a service. So first, this is the first question is what is Snowflake? This is the cloud-based data warehouse. What is data warehouse? Data warehouse is a place where we keep all our data from different source system. Why we keep the data into the data warehouse? Because we want to analyze the data. For an example, let's say I want to book a flight ticket. You can book the flight ticket from any service provider. Like we have a Make My Trip, we have Yatra, we have Trip Triangle, we have Paytm, we have Phone Pay. All the basically your surrounding uh, basically service providers are there by which we can book our flight ticket. Now, but we are not booking the flight ticket of MMT. We are not booking the flight ticket of Yatra. Basically, we are booking the flight ticket of either Indigo or SpiceJet or Air India. These are all the aviation companies. Now, these companies' tickets are being sold by several other organizations. Now, whenever we will be providing our data to MMT or any other portal, then their responsibility is to provide our data to Indigo or SpiceJet, who are all actually basically providing us the services, right? Now, Indigo, now let's say if Indigo people wants to analyze in last 3 months, who are all the persons has traveled Bangalore frequently, or let's say from if let's say Indigo, SpiceJet, Air India, they wants to understand that in last 3 months who are all the customers has frequently traveled to Delhi, or frequently traveled to Dubai, or frequently traveled to UK, or frequently traveled to US. So if they wants to know these analysis, if they wants to do this analysis, they need all the data from all the source systems wherever customers has brought the ticket. Now every service provider company has to send the data to the actual aviation company, and they has to keep all the data into a single place so that they can do the analysis. And that is what the data warehouse is. The place warehouse is nothing but where we keep all the item together. So whenever we are talking about data warehouse, so that means data warehouse is a place where we keep all the data together, so that I can make some analysis on that. I can write some SQL script, or I can integrate with the reporting tool and I can generate some reports, I can generate some details. So this is, if I want to generate the sales report, I need all the data into a single place, then only I will be able to do that. So that is the reason data warehouse is the place where we keep all the data into a single place, so that I can basically make some decision based on the your data. Now let's say your company wants to find out who are all the people who has frequently traveled to Europe. Now let's say those companies have decided, okay, these are all the customers, they have interest in Europe, they are every month or every 2 month 3 month they are traveling to Europe. Now if I provide any hotel deals, if I provide any basically let's say any flight deals to those customer for Europe, then I can grow my business. So this type of decision making report will be generated based on whatever data you will be preparing in the data warehouse. So that's the reason data warehouse is needed. Data warehouse is needed to store all the data from the different source system and to analyze on top of the data, so that I can come to a decision, and by that decision I can grow our business. So that's the reason this data warehouse concept introduced. Now, Snowflake is the cloud-based data warehouse. Whenever I'm talking about cloud-based data warehouse, that means there is no on-premise cases are involved. It is completely deployed on the cloud like AWS, Azure, or GCP. Clear? Now, next point is what is SaaS? To make you understand what is SaaS, I will give you a simple example, our daily life example, real example, so that you can understand. First one is, let's say you want to travel from your home to your office. Every day we go. Now, whenever we go from our home to our office, generally what we do, there are two ways. One, you have your own vehicle. By that own vehicle, you are reaching to the destination. That is one point. Second option is you are taking the services from maybe bus service, maybe taxi service, maybe train service. This is second option. If I talk about the first option, that means you have your own vehicle, you want to travel by your own vehicle. Now, if you want to purchase your own vehicle, so that means here two disadvantages there, one advantage is also there. First, let's talk about the advantage. What is the advantage? Advantage is I purchased the car, now it is my property. I own the car. This is the advantage. And disadvantage, what is disadvantage? Disadvantage is huge cost involved. Huge upfront cost involved. Not cost, huge upfront cost involved. Why I am saying upfront cost involved? Because before utilizing the car, before going to the office, before utilizing the car, you have to pay the entire amount to the person. So that means here huge upfront cost is involved. So before utilizing the system, you are paying the entire price of it. Second drawback is huge maintenance. Not only purchasing the car is the last of the or end of the story. After that, you have day by day maintenance activity. You have to you have to take a garage or somewhere you will be keeping your car. That is another maintenance cost involved. Second thing, periodically you have to go for the servicing and all, insurance, pollution check, all those things are there. So this is the maintenance activity, and that is completely implies on you. You have to do that. So these two is we consider as a drawback, a lot of headaches. But advantage is also there because I'm owning the car, it is my property. But at the same time, huge upfront cost is there, you have to pay entire amount. Second, huge maintenance cost is there. This is exactly the example of your on-premise data warehouses, where you have to purchase your hardware, software, processor, hard disks, everything. You have to prepare one server room in your organization. There you have to keep all the servers intact. You have to hire a maintenance team who will be maintaining those servers. If anything down, if anything failed, if any backup you want to take, everything you have to do, because it is your property, it is your responsibility. Anything happened to the server, then DBA people or admin people will be working on it. This is exactly the maintenance activity. So this is exactly the example of your on-premise data warehouses, where basically, like, if you have the on-premise data warehouses, then you have to install the hardware, install the software in your laptop. You have to basically install your processor, your entire server system, everything, network establishment, everything you have to do, right? Now, another option was there, that is, I'm not taking my own car, I'm not going by my own car, I will go by my taking some services from other people. That means I will take the bus service, I will take the train service, I will take the cab service. So what is the drawback here? Let's discuss about drawback. What is the drawback here? Drawback is I'm not owning the car, I'm not owning the bus, I'm not owning the train. But what is the advantage here? No upfront cost. No upfront cost. If I go by bus, then I don't need to purchase the entire bus. I don't need to purchase the entire train. I don't need to purchase the entire cab. So here, no upfront cost involved. Here, instead of that, here we have pay per use model. Pay per use model. Pay per use model in the sense, how much I will travel, I will pay for it. If I travel only 4 kilometer, I will pay for 4 kilometer. If I travel 10 kilometer, I will pay for 10 kilometer. So this is basically your pay per use model. I will not pay any extra amount. I will not pay any less amount. Whatever I will use, I will pay for it. So in case of on-premise, we need to pay the entire system charges first. First, I need to purchase all the thing and then we need to deploy. Here we don't need to purchase anything at the initial. First we will use and then whatever we used, I will pay. So in that case, I don't need to pay 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs rupees to purchase the car. So in that case, whatever the cab is taking me, let's say I travel 4 kilometers, I will be paying 50 rupees and that's it. So this is what the scenario here. This is what the Snowflake. Now, second thing is zero maintenance. Zero, almost, we can say almost zero maintenance. Why? Because if the car damage, you are not the responsible. If the train damage, you are not the responsible. If the bus damage, you are not the responsible. Why? Because it is not your own property. Who are the bus service provider? Their responsibilities. Whoever is providing the car services, their responsibility it is. So here also, as a developer, admin, architect, Snowflake developer, Snowflake admin, Snowflake architect, Snowflake data engineer, our responsibility is not to maintain the server. Who will be maintaining the server? Either AWS team or Azure team or GCP team. We are taking the services from them. That's the reason this Snowflake we called as a software as services. We are taking the services from them. If anything happened to the server level, then that is their responsibility. We don't have any maintenance activity here. We don't need any upfront cost involved in our project. Whatever I will use, I will pay for it. If this month I used only 1 terabyte storage, I will pay for 1 terabyte storage. If next month I used only 10 terabyte storage, I will pay for 10 terabyte storage. Not more than that, not less than that. Whatever I will use, I will pay for it. Okay. Now, zero maintenance, we don't need to maintain anything. Backup, recovery, automated way, micro-partition, automated way, clustering, indexing, automated way. Here you have to take care of your user roles and their consumption. We'll tell you later all those things. So this is basically is almost zero maintenance activity involved here. So this is exactly your Snowflake providing. Snowflake is actually taking the services from the AWS, Azure, and GCP, and they are providing us those services. Now, what are all the services providing? There are actually mainly two services are providing. One, storage services. Because this is the data warehouse. Here we will keep our data stored. We need to load our data. We need to store data here. Huge data volume we need to store here. So that's the reason we need a hard disk. We need the storage. So that's storage services. Second one is processing services, or we can say computing services. If I purchase my mobile, if I purchase my laptop, if I purchase my desktop, there are two components. One is storage component, one is processor. Storage is used to store your data. If you want to store an audio file, video file, you need a storage where you will be storing your data. So that is the same thing here also. We need a storage component. Another one is processing component or computing, you can say. This is something like without processor in your laptop, you cannot see any data. You cannot run any audio. You cannot run any video. So you need the processors also. You cannot store the data. So you need the processor. So that processing unit also available here. So these two components mainly we need, and these two components will be taken as a services from the AWS or the Azure or the GCP, anyone. So these two services we will be taking from the cloud, and that's the reason what are all the benefits we will be getting. First benefit, infinite storage. There is no upper limit. In case of on-premise, we brought a 10 terabyte hard disk. Now, let's say the 10 terabyte hard disk is completed. Now you have to purchase another hard disk and you have to connect with it, right? Here it is not required. because this type of functionality will be taken care by the cloud service layer only. As a user, we will not be able to see any storage problem here. In recent era, if anybody has worked in an on-premise, they might have seen some error whenever they have executed a huge query which is dealing with billions of record. Now maybe they have introduced a resource lack of resource problem, or resource less resource problem, like storage is already occupied or no free space there. So this type of error you might have received. Here you won't be receiving that type of error, because here infinite storage is available. Infinite storage is available. Second thing is huge performance. Huge performance. If I ask you to, let's say, if you have, anybody is having a database knowledge, or anybody is having a data warehouse knowledge, or SQL knowledge at least, you know, let's say 100 million record is there in my, let's say I have a two database. One is database 1, another one is database 2. Now let's say in database 1 I have a table. In that table I have approximately 100 million record. I want to copy this 100 million record to database 2. From database 1 I have a table, let's say customer table. There 100 million records are there. Now that 100 million record I want to completely copy to the database 2. That means I want to move this data to database 2 in the customer table. How long time it can take in on-premise? Maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hours. I will show you live. Within 1 minute, this data will be converted. Within 1 to 2 minutes. 1 to 2 minutes, this data will be moved from one database to another database in Snowflake. This type of huge performance is providing. Now, in case of performance, we have a lot of activities here. Basically, let's say I will take some name. Don't be confused. Each and every topic will be covered in detail, in practical, but I'll just take the name. Multi-cluster virtual warehouse. Okay. Metallized view. I'm just writing MView. Cluster key. Micro partition. Cache memory. These are all the basically topic, or these are all the basically points or subject that will help us to get the huge performance benefits in Snowflake. Okay, so I'll tell you each and everything, how it is improving the performance. I'll show you live. Number 3, if I talk about the Snowflake's inbuilt unique features, if I talk about the Snowflake advantages, point number 3, semi-structured data handling. In Snowflake, how we handle the structured data at the same way, at the same flexibility, at the same user-friendly manner, we can handle the semi-structured data as well. Structured data is kind of CSV that we can handle. Semi-structured data we can handle JSON, Parquet, Avro, ORC, XML. This total 6 formatted record we can handle here. And you can see here structured data is only one format, CSV. Remaining are semi-structured format. This format data we can handle with very efficient manner. And I'm giving you confident, like once I will show you the examples. After that, whenever you will practice that one, after that, any type of JSON or any type of semi-structured format data handling will not be an issue for you, because Snowflake is providing us the lot of benefits by which we can handle this semi-structured data as very user-friendly way. And these are all the basically first citizen data. That means like every data warehouse, wherever you go, generally we habituated to maintain the data with row column format. Now, because that is we are habituated, but how we will be maintaining the semi-structured data here, that is very unique, and that is very important to know. Okay, so here semi-structured data handling is best way. It is providing us the best way to handle the semi-structured data. Point number 4, I'll mention here some unique point here. Point number 4, no hardware, no hardware, no software need to be installed. You don't need to install any hardware, you don't need to install any software. You just need a URL, you just need a user ID password. How we log into Gmail, how we log into Yahoo, same way we will be logging to Snowflake. No need to install anything. Anywhere, any place you can access your account. If you don't have this laptop where you have opened your account, you have another laptop, there also you can open your account if you have the URL and user ID password. Like how we open our Gmail account from our phone, from our laptop, from anywhere. Similarly, you can open your Snowflake account also from anywhere. No software, no hardware to be installed. Okay. Point number 5, data protection. Data protection. Let's say you are working in the production environment. You are working in the production environment. Somehow you dropped your table. By mistake you did, but somehow you dropped your table. You didn't have any backup of the table, but you dropped the table. Maybe somehow you deleted some 50,000 record from the table. Somehow you updated some record. Without having the backup, you modified the data in the table. Now, after modifying the data, now you don't have any option in your hand because the data is committed. Now you cannot roll back it. Now there is no other option. You don't have the backup also. You don't have any option to get the older version of the table. Snowflake is providing these facilities here. Data protection mechanism here, two concept is there. One is time travel. One is time travel. Another one is fail safe. By using time travel and fail safe, I can get my older historical table version back. Let's say yesterday night, 8 o'clock, you have deployed a release in the production. Maybe you have deployed some updates, some insert statements, some data loading you did at 8 o'clock in the night yesterday. Today, whenever you went to office, you are seeing a lot of concern raised by client. They are not able to see the proper data. Now, throughout the night, nobody has changed anything. Yesterday at 8 o'clock, what you did, you have deployed some update. Maybe you have loaded some data. Now you can guess like, okay, whatever changes we made at 8 o'clock, that may be something wrong. Now, what is in your hand? You don't have any backup, nothing. By using time travel, I can go back before 8, before 8 p.m., whatever the table status was there, whatever the table was there, that I can roll back or that I can restore. I will not say roll back, I will say restore. Like in our desktop, we have this option, right? Basically, let's say a lot of softwares we installed, and after that, what happened? Basically, whenever we are seeing our system is malfunctioning, we are going to some point in history, and from there we are restoring the system. So all the changes, whatever we made in our system from yesterday till today, all will be eliminated, and we will be getting the older version of the table back. This is what your data protection mechanism. This is what your Snowflake is providing the facilities. Automatically, whenever you are making any changes, Snowflake will be taking the older data backup. So we will discuss in detail in our time travel failsafe class. As of now, just telling you the important features here. Okay. If I talk about point number 6, zero copy clone. Zero copy clone. For an example, whoever working in an admin section or DBA section, they know how to take the backup of the table database, right? Now, whenever you take the backup of the database or table, you need the storage, right? Because let's say I have a table A, which I want to take a backup, and backup table name will be table B. Now, whenever we create a backup table on top of a table, generally what happens, the data from table A to table B physically will copy. Okay. Now what will happen? Let's say table A is having 1 million record. Similarly, table B also will be having 1 million record. Now, what is the drawback here? Drawback is though table A and B both are having the same data, but still they are storing the data into two different places. So that means you are actually occupying duplicate storage to store same 1 million record, because you are storing 1 million records separately for table A and the same 1 million records separately table for table B. Here extra storage you are utilizing. Now what Snowflake is saying? Snowflake is saying we will not copy the data. What we will do? We will copy the metadata. Instead of copying the data, table A will give the table A's metadata to table B. Now what is metadata? Just simply understand table A, from which file location table A is reading the data, the same file location address will be shared with table B. So table A and table B both will be reading the data from the same location. So it will be improving it will be basically deducting the storage capacity utilization. Now, whenever you will be using less storage, you will be paying less storage price, right? So this is what the zero copy clone. So these are all the some unique features is there in Snowflake, which is basically making it high in the market. A lot of other features are also there, like data replication, data sharing, micro partition concept, columnar storage concept. Okay. Then your virtual warehouses concept, your cache memory concept, these are all will be improving the performance. Your data sharing concept, row level security, column level security concept. We will be discussing all the things, and more important, we can integrate AWS, we can integrate Azure, we can integrate GCP, we can integrate Azure Data Factory. Any type of other tools also will be integrated with Snowflake to perform better. So this type of benefits it is providing whenever it comes to the market. Okay. Now let's talk about the architecture of the Snowflake. If I talk about the architecture of the Snowflake, this is the architecture. There are exactly three layers. First, with very simple architecture, there are exactly three layers: cloud service layer, query processing layer, database storage layer. Cloud service layer, query processing layer, database storage layer. Now, what is cloud service layer? Cloud service layer is the brain of the architecture. Like as a human being, we have the brain, right? Similarly, Snowflake is also having a brain. Now that brain is nothing but we call it as a cloud service layer. Whatever we will do in Snowflake, every instruction will come from the cloud service layer. Cloud service layer is the layer by which the entire architecture will be controlled. Next one is the query processing layer. Query processing layer, this is nothing but it is combination of your processing servers. We call it as a virtual warehouses. Virtual warehouses is a collection of processing servers. So don't worry, we will discuss these virtual warehouse topics and all in our classes. Practically, we'll show you how to work with it. So query processing layer is the layer by which we will be processing the data. So if you don't have any virtual warehouses in your system, in your account, you can't be able to run a simple select statement as well. That is what the virtual warehouse. This is what your processing unit. I told you there are two units. One is processing, one is storage. This is what your processing unit. So query processing layer. Next one is the database storage layer. This layer actually stores your data. This is what the database storage layer. Okay. So this three layer combines your Snowflake architecture. Now from here, you will be getting three certification questions. If anybody is interested to go for the SnowPro certification, or if anybody is learning Snowflake for any interview purpose or something, at least three questions from today's lesson, you are learning at least three questions. First questions: what are all the cloud that we can deploy our server? That means our Snowflake. AWS, Azure, and GCP. This is the first question. Second, SaaS, software as a service. Either it is following the IaaS, or it is following the PaaS, or it is following the SaaS. So we are following it SaaS, software as service. Third question is, what are all the file formats is handled? 6 file format it handles: CSV, JSON, Parquet, Avro, ORC, XML. This third question. Fourth question is, what are all the layers are available in your architecture? This question 99% people will ask in interview. Also, people will ask in certification question. What are all the 3 layers are available? Cloud layer, query processing layer, database storage layer. So from here, we learned 4 interview question or 4 certification question. It can come in a different way, but the main gist is this one. Okay. Now let's say we will see how we can open a trial account. To open a trial account, it's completely free. No card details needed. No debit card, no credit card, nothing. Just go to Google, type Snowflake trial. You will be getting this page. Let's click on this page and open it. So you can see start your 30 days free trial account. Once the 30 days is over, then Snowflake will ask your card details. Don't give any card details. Again, open the Snowflake trial account page. Again, with the same account, you just open another Snowflake account. Snowflake will allow you from the same Gmail address. You can open multiple Snowflake account. There is no issue. Okay. So don't add your card details and all, because it is not needed. Whatever facilities your main account is getting, you will be getting all the things here also. So unnecessary, don't add your card details. So let's say first you have to give your name, then your surname, then let's say your email address. Let's say after that, your company, you can give it any, or here role, whatever role you want to follow, you can give it. DBA, product manager, developer, data scientist, data engineer, anything you can give here. Okay. So for an example, I'm giving developer. After that, you select your country from here. You can select your country. Let's say I'm selecting my country where I'm right now. After that, I'm going for the continue option. Then you have to choose edition. Either you want to go with the standard edition, or you want to go with the enterprise edition, or you want to go with the business critical edition. Don't choose standard edition, because whatever example I will show you here, it will not support by the standard edition. So choose at least enterprise edition or business critical edition. So let's say I'm choosing enterprise edition. After that, as I told you, there are 3 cloud layer which is providing you the services. So from here, you can choose either Azure or AWS or GCP. Anyone you can choose. Anyone you can choose from here. Okay. So let's say I'm choosing the AWS account. Then we will go for the region. Which region you want to deploy your server, you choose that one. Let's say I'm choosing US East region. After that, you just check it and go for the get started. Whenever you will go for the get started, it will ask for some question like, are you signing up for a trial or something? So you can answer this question, or you can simply skip it. So once it is done, an email for activate your account will send to your Gmail address. So this is the Gmail address. Here they will send an email. Okay. By using, so this type of email will come. Activate your trial account. Okay. Activate your Snowflake account. This type of email will come. So let's wait for some time whether it is coming, because it can take some 2 to 3 minutes time also. It takes some time. So generally this type of email will come, activate your Snowflake account. After that, you have to click to activate button. Whenever you will be clicking on the click to activate button, then it will take you to a page where it will ask you to give your user ID password. So there you have to set your user ID password. Username, anything you can give. Password, anything you can give. you have to give your user ID password. Once you give your user ID password, and then you have to submit. Once it is submitted, then you will be log into your account. So once you log into your account, basically you will be getting this type of place where you have to give the user ID and password. So whatever user ID you have selected while activating the account, the same user ID you have to give and same password you have to give, then you have to sign in. Whenever you will be signing in, then you will be reaching to this page. So this is your Snowflake account. I'll not go in detail today, because so whenever it will be class, we'll start it from the next class onwards, that each and everything we will be discussing here. So this is what your dashboard. From here, you have to create your worksheet, and in that worksheet, you can basically write your SQL script here, and you can select the data, you can insert, you can update, you can delete, you can modify, anything you can do in this script. So this is what your worksheet, wherever you can do, you can write your script and you can do your activity. These are all the databases, whatever you will be creating. Whenever you will open your account, you will be getting only two databases that will be provided by Snowflake. One is Snowflake database, one is Snowflake sample data. After that, these are all the databases that we created for our batches. So basically, these are all the databases we will be creating and we will be working on it. So database, you will be creating schema, table, you will be inserting data, you will be deleting data. So everything you can do from this script version. Okay. This is your trial version. Now, after onwards, whenever you will be login, you have to log in with this URL only. This is the URL will be provided. By using this URL, by using the user ID password, you will be log into your account, and after that, you can be able to work in the Snowflake environment. So is there anything that I installed? No. Is there anything that I basically that any hardware or software we install? No, nothing. Just on browser level, my entire warehouse will be coming up. So this is the entire warehouse. Here you can utilize your entire thing. This is the warehouse. Now here, how much storage you have used, how much processing you have used, everything I'll tell you how to calculate, how to see the usage part and all. This is the admin section. Here you will be having the usage section. Here you can go to the everything, how much you have spent, like till now 31 USD we have already spent with the storage and compute and storage. How much storage we have spent till now? 3.5 GB storage we have spent. How much computing we have spent till now? If I go to computing, so you can see this much of credits we have consumed. So computing will be marked with credits, storage will mark with GB like that, or terabyte like that. So don't worry how these credits will be calculated, how this is being calculated, how it is becoming 8 credits, how it is calculating each and everything. I'll show you practically. Okay, so this is how you will be opening your trial account. I will prefer before joining the class from the next day, you can create at least your trial account and you can just go through the architecture of the Snowflake. Okay, so what are all the 3 layers are there? And just at least one time go through the recording, so you will be having a fair understanding about the Snowflake. Okay, clear? Any doubt, any question, anything you want, any questions you have, you can ask me.
Hi, well, this is Naveen here.
Hi, Naveen.
So, yeah, actually, I am from core Unix admin. So, which course need to choose, like admin role or anything? So, I don't have any SQL database knowledge, so need to learn. So, can you suggest?
Okay, SQL. Do you have any knowledge on SQL?
No, I don't have any knowledge on a database side.
So basically, first SQL you have to learn basic SQL at least, like how to insert, how to update, how to create the database, how to create the table, all those things. Basic SQL you have to learn. And for you, the admin part will be better because you are already in the Unix admin. So for you, admin part will be better. In my topic, in my entire course, I will cover the admin and developer, both the part. So basically, for you, admin part will be more concentrating. Basically, you can concentrate on the admin part. rather than the developer, because you are already working as an admin related stuff, so you can concentrate on the admin part. But remember, we need the SQL knowledge also, at least basic SQL knowledge.
That is possible. That is possible. No issues.
Yeah.
And second question, what are the roles and responsibilities for Snowflake admin?
Snowflake admin's main responsibility is to handle this admin part. If you go here, this is the admin section. Here you have to handle this usage part, warehouse part, resource monitor, user creation, role creation, security perspective, billing and terms, okay, account creation. These are all the, let's say, see, admin people, whoever will be working as an admin, what he will do? He will be maintaining the several accounts. Let's say in your organization you have 5 accounts. What are all the consumption is happening on those 5 accounts? That means how much they are occupying the storage, how much they are occupying the virtual warehouses cost. Those has to be handled by admin. They has to create the resource. They has to distribute the resource. Let's say developer people should not have the access on all the database. Now, admin people is having the capacity or capability to create the database and then distribute the database to the several group. Let's say in my team, I have developer team, testing team, analyst team. Now, developer team will access dev_db database. Test team will access test_db database. Analyze team will access, let's say, DW database. Now, admin people will have the access to create this database, and then they can provide the suitable access to the target people, whatever they supposed to access. So those type of activity. Apart from that, what are all the usage you are doing every month? How much storage your account has used? How much credits you have consumed? This thing, when you have to stop your warehouse, when you have to suspend it, when you have to resume it, how to control. I am the person, I am writing a single SQL statement. Another person, he is writing a big SQL statement. Now, how much computing they need? How much computing I need? This analysis will be doing by the admin people. Okay, so
Fine,
this
fine.
type of
Thank
activity they will do. Let's say in my organization, 3 people hired. Now they need their URL, user ID, password. How to create that user ID, how to create that password, how to create that URL. Those things admin people will be managing. Okay, so these are all the basically admin's activity.
So, what are the upper layers that like activity, marketplace data, something is there, right? Left hand side above the admin.
This is marketplace,
Oh,
means here people, Snowflake has provided you lot of data which you can use in your database. We can import the data and you can create the database based on this data for your practice purpose. So this is what the marketplace. Here lot of other data available. Lot of data is available here. Okay, let's say this is the free data. You can go into this database, you can import it. If you get it, then you will be able to see in the database list like that.
okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
hi,
like a
Amit.
Play Store.
Yeah, marketplace too.
Yeah, hi, Amit. This is Pradeep here. So, like market-wise, how is Snowflake Place compared to native data warehouse, cloud data warehouse of AWS, Azure, or GCP?
Snowflake is the top in the market. Why I am saying lot of, I will say you one drawback with, if you are talking about Redshift, there is a drawback like, let's say, I think they are slowly introducing that also, which already Snowflake has introduced. What is the main Snowflake advantage is here computing and your storage is separate in the sense, let's say I need storage, I don't need to bother about computing. And if I need computing power, I don't need to bother about storage. Individually, I can hire, or I can take the utilization, or I can take the services. But in Redshift, it will come as a compact. If I'm taking the storage, processing unit is compact with it. If I'm taking the processing unit, then storage is compact with it. So either maybe you are not required the warehouse computing power, but still you have to utilize it, or still you have to own it. So their charges is little bit varies like Snowflake. It is not like Snowflake. Okay. Apart from that, Snowflake is having basically integration facilities, like you can integrate with GCP, you can integrate with Azure, you can integrate with AWS, any tool you can integrate. So this type of integration facilities is there with Snowflake is a huge. The list of integration is huge. So these are all the some benefits that Snowflake is providing. Apart from that, processing and computing, they are basically what Snowflake is doing. Snowflake is giving you all services in your hand. Now, with hiding the complexity of the inner time, like adding one node, taking one services, these are all not required here. You don't need to add any storage node here. You don't need to add any processing servers here. Snowflake will be automatically add as per the requirement. Let's say I created 5 clusters. Now, first cluster it is being used. Second, third, fourth, fifth is in reserve. Whenever more concurrent queries are coming, then remaining will be used. So like automatically it will be handled by Snowflake. So these are all the some benefits that is providing by Snowflake in market. And apart from that, zero copy clone features, without utilizing the storage, you can take the backup of the table, automatically taking backup. Like if you are changing anything, before changing, Snowflake is keeping your data safe. This type of inbuilt features, which is basically enhance this Snowflake to the market.
Okay, so it has more demand compared to native.
Right. Definitely.
Okay.
It's a compact model, basically. Everything is there. It's a compact model.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Any more question, guys?
Any job assistance for freshers?
Lot of freshers people learning Snowflake, because if anybody is having SQL basic concept, they can go for it, because Snowflake is a market. Because see, this is the future. Like we 2 years back, 3 or 4 years back, whenever we started working in it, so we didn't have any knowledge on it. But right now, every companies are forcing their client to move to Snowflake. Now, this is the future. If you are talking about data warehouse, now you haven't heard about BigQuery. So I think you have heard about BigQuery, that is the Google product. But people are mostly using Snowflake because of its lot of inbuilt features. So generally, this is the data warehousing. This is the data warehousing features. So if fresher people is having normal basic SQL concept, they can easily learn and see. Whenever you will go for the job, they will not ask you 5 years, 4 years experience in Snowflake, because if anybody is giving 4 years, 5 years experience in Snowflake, people will be clear understanding that this person is maybe lying or something, because Snowflake maximum Snowflake is using in from last 2 years, whatever I know, as per my assumption. So you can maximum show yourself as a 2 years, 2.5 years experience in Snowflake. Now freshers people can easily grab into the market.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hi.
Is there any other competitor like Redshift and any other competitors in the market?
Competitors are there, but see, if anybody already has licensed with that Redshift and all AWS licensing, they are using those product. That is fine, but people are mostly concentrating on Snowflake to move to the. They're concentrating their projects to move to Snowflake because of some unique features which is available here.
Thank you. Thanks for.
Yeah. Tell me, any more question, guys?
Hi, Amit. This is Sabrina.
Hi, Sabrina.
Yeah, actually, from a certificate perspective, what kind of certificates are available?
So first, you have to go with Snowflake Snow Pro certification. That is the initial level. That is the first one that you have to go with, Snowflake Snow Pro certification. Once that is completed, then if you start working on Snowflake, at least you have some hands-on experience, then you can go with the advanced level. But Snowflake certification is also like if you have any Azure certification, AWS certification, so it's like if you go by reading the dumps and all, you will be able to clear. But Snowflake is a topic until and unless you are doing everything on your hand, won't be able to clear the certification. So their certification is little bit tough. SnowPro certification itself tough, which is the basic level certification, which is the first initial level certification. That is also tough. So SnowPro certification is the your starting level. So once the SnowPro is completed, then you can go for the advanced level. Because if you want to qualify for the advanced level, your criteria is there. You have to complete it. You already have completed the SnowPro. SnowPro is need to be completed.
Will it be same for the developers and DBAs?
Everybody. First step is same. SnowPro you have to do. Then in the advanced level, we have separate. Data engineer, separate certification. Data analyst, separate certification. Admin, separate certification. Architect, separate certification. But SnowPro, till SnowPro, everything is same.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any more question, guys? Okay. So that's all for today's session. I might start the class from the Friday onwards. Okay. So I will let you know in the WhatsApp. I might, so either 18th or maybe 21st, but I'll prefer starting from the 18th onwards. So I'll start from the 18th onwards. I'll share the link and time and everything in the WhatsApp itself. Okay.
Weekends we don't be having any classes, right?
No, Monday to Friday at 8:30 p.m. IST.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Duration, Amit?
Sorry.
Duration, like course duration.
Almost 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine.
Is there only one session, 8:30 p.m. or any other timings? Some conflicts happening?
No, as of now, I have the empty time at 8:30 only because I already have a morning batch, so I cannot take in on a morning batch. So right now I have the 8:30 batches only. So I'll start the 8:30 batch only.
30 to
8:30
to
9:30, 1 hour session.
1 hour.
Every day, 1 hour.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Fine. I'll share the recording with you all, guys. You can download it and we can keep it with you, and we'll join on the next class. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.